welcome to Blockchain Gaming World with me, John Jordan. So, continuing with my videos around Raid Party, a game on-chain Ethereum game, pretty hardcore, pretty expensive in terms of gas fees, not one to be expecting to make money off of, which I'm not. But what's been going on here? So, since I did my last video, I've actually sort of changed around my setup. So I've got a new click down here. I've got a new hero. So I swapped my previous hero, which was a 1.6 times damage, but only had 4 slots for fighters, to a roughly the same price, slightly more expensive. So one that now has just 1.3 times damage, but has 6 slots. So it sort of works out over time more efficient, I think. And then I've added the final 2 slots in. So I've basically maxed out my team of 6. I just bought 2 of the fighters. So fighters currently about $50. This hero is about $700. Obviously all priced in ETH. That's what's going on. So what do I need to do now? We can see here. So the point of this game, it's an idle game. Nothing very exciting happens really. Your characters just kind of fight various bosses, and their damage level means it's sort of the indicator of how quickly they destroy these bosses. As they do that, they collect this token, ERC20 token called Confetti. So you can see up here, I've claimed, I've got 22.59 that I claimed last time. My characters have been earning in the meantime. So I've got 32 here that I can claim. So everything I do here is going to be on-chain, fully on-chain. So everything here is going to be a gas fee. You know, I don't encourage you to do this because this is going to be much more expensive in gas fees than it would be to just go and buy the tokens off an exchange. And everything I do here is actually quite gas fee heavy. So I'm just doing this because I actually quite like the experience, and kind of we'll see how we go with it. But bearing that in mind. Okay, so I'm going to have to go and collect this. So I've earned this token, and I'm going to have to withdraw it. That's going to be a transaction on Ethereum. So I'm going to have to pay the gas. So it's $18 there, which is much more than this is worth. I think currently this is worth about 30 cents. So this is worth about $10. So the gas fee is much more than the amount. Okay, so now we just wait for that transaction to go through on Ethereum mainnet. So that's could take quite a while. But what are we doing with these tokens? So basically what we can do here is, as I did in the last video, we can do a summons. So we can, if we had 100 of these confetti tokens, we can summon a new fighter. I can't do that because I haven't got 100. But if I did have 100, I could create a new character. Again, the gas fee on that is pretty horrendous. I think last time I did it was about $50, so it's much better to sort of buy them off OpenSea. I could also summon a raid hero. So this is even more expensive. So this, I have to spend 100 confetti and also have to destroy 20 fighters, so consume 20 fighters. So if you had any spare ones. So basically, the price ratio of heroes to fighters should be basically 20. You have to sort out the gas fees, I suppose, but roughly it's not quite that at the moment. But if you had obviously over time you build up more of these fighters if you want to do that, and then you can try and drop new raid heroes. Obviously, have random traits and damage, and some of those will be really valuable because they'll have big teams and have big damage. Sort of multipliers. In most cases, they won't be, and you just probably don't want them, and you just have to try and sell them off on the market. So that's a sort of a basic loop that's going on here. The other sort of core thing for Confetti is that you can upgrade your characters, which is what I'm going to do in this video. So we can see here I've got just happened to work out. I've got two paladins, 2 assassins, and 2 archers. I didn't really think that through. That's just what happened. I don't really know what the setup is there around that. We can see here these are all level 0. I'm going to level them up. I'm going to enhance them. So I can enhance them 90% chance. So it may not work. You can see it says 0% chance to downgrade because you can't downgrade a level 0 character. But if I got to level 1, this percentage chance will go down, and there'll be some chance that they'll get downgraded. So there's a sort of risk reward thing going on here. Obviously, the big thing about upgrading is I'm basically it's not quite doubling. I think I did the math. It was 1.6, something like that. No, is it more than that? Is it 2.6? Something like that. Anyway, I think 2.6. Yeah, that looks better maths. So I need to select fighters, and I have 25 of these confetti. So basically, it will spend 25 confetti tokens. So again, that's about if I do the maths, which I'm trying to do in my head, I can't remember, $5, something like that, of that, and gas fee, which will be, whatever it is, $20, $30. So I'm just at the moment, I'm just waiting for the Okay, so that's been claimed. So we can see here that this has been claimed. This hasn't updated yet, so I have actually got 25 of these. So let's go ahead and do an enhancement. So which one shall I enhance? Well, obviously, probably it makes sense at this stage to be enhancing the ones that have the most damage. If I choose this one, we can see it's the same multiplier across them. So I'm going to select. Oh no, I selected that one. Hold on. Does it seem to have got that one too? So it's showing selection, yeah. UI is not great in this game, I have to say. But there we go. So I've selected a fighter. I'm going to have 25, which is not showing there, but I know there's 25 in the wallet. This is just a UI thing, so I'm going to enhance that. So that'll be another Ethereum mainnet transaction. So let's see how much that's going to cost me. Oh, no fighter selected, so I didn't select that. Do I? No. Do I have to stop it raiding, I wonder? That would be really annoying if that's the case. I wonder if that's it, though. I bet I have to. So in these videos, I'm learning as much as you are. So I think actually what I have to do is I have to take, because they're raiding at the moment, so they're basically locked into a contract. They're locked into a smart contract, which means they're raiding. Actually what I might do is, I'm just thinking about gas fees here, because it's going to cost me a gas fee to take one out. So if I edit them and take one out in order to do it, that's a gas fee, and it's a gas fee to put them back in again. So what I might do actually is have a look at the OpenSea marketplace and just buy one, because that's going to be cheaper than all this gas fee messing around. Okay, let's go and do that. Okay, so after a brief check out what's going on with OpenSea, I bought 2 more. So what did I buy? I bought a Slayer and I bought another Paladin. I can't remember which one it was. This one here. So these 2 are new ones. As you can see, I bought slightly better damage. So let's take my Slayer, and I'm gonna see if this works this time. Okay. No, doesn't like that either. Right. So messing around some more. I think what's going on here is coming up is I need to burn one as well. So not only am I spending the tokens, I'm actually burning a character. So as you can see, I've got these 2 selected. So the problem is I'm not quite sure which one I've got. So so it's saying 25 tokens and then 1 fighter needs to be burnt. So the first thing I'm doing is I'm selecting the Slayer, and then I've got to select the fighter to be burnt. So I think that what I'm doing is this one is going to be enhanced and that one's going to be burnt, which is not necessarily what I would choose to. It doesn't really make any odds, because these were just bought at floor price. And that sort of makes more sense, I suppose, that it's not just the tokens, which are quite cheap. You basically, in this game, you want to have all the assets, because otherwise people are just creating these assets, these fighters, which have very little value. And what I'm imagining is over time, if you want to upgrade to level 2, you're burning more of these. So basically what you want in this game is a whole bunch of you're basically earning the tokens in order to summon new ones, and then you're sort of filtering out the good ones and just burning the other ones off. That's a very sort of RPG type thing. Right, so let's see if we can go now. Okay, looks like we're good to go. This is going to be a horrible... Oh no, it's not... what are we doing? Okay, this is just the... Right, so that was just approving the token transaction on this smart contract, which I've not used before. The other thing I've just noticed here is you can see here this. So up here, which I should sort of be noticing more, is this is sort of the shrine or whatever you were doing, and we can see here the Slayer is selected. So there is a UI prompt here that basically is saying the Slayer is the one who's going to be enhanced. So I didn't really notice that had changed from a generic sort of situation. Obviously, I'm playing this and I'm not looking at any of the notes or reading any of the docs, because I kind of don't think anyone does. So sort of interesting to find out how these games work. I think that's more interesting. So now I can do the enhancement. Again, another transaction on the Ethereum blockchain. I guess it's okay. Let's try again. Okay, so it's not too bad. $12. Okay, so something has happened. It's saying so nothing's happened here, but we can see the token's been spent. The 25 tokens have been spent. And the Paladin has disappeared. So that sort of part of it's happened. Now this one's saying enhancement, 90% success. Oh no, so it's saying not seeded, next seed 9 minutes ago. Absolutely no idea what that means. But I guess we're gonna have to wait for 9 minutes. and then something will happen. So I think looking at how these have worked before when I've summoned stuff, it takes time to go through. Even though you've done a transaction on Ethereum, the smart contract is probably batching stuff to minimize gas costs. I'm making a guess there, but stuff doesn't happen automatically just because the stuff's gone through on Ethereum mainnet. So when you summon one of these new characters, you basically get a generic animation for a period of time until the character is actually created. So I imagine that's what's happening here. I'm not sure what the seeded bit means, because basically what's happening here is it's either 90%. This is going to times by 2.6, whatever it was, or it's going to, or it's not going to do anything. So I'm not quite sure what they're doing that. But again, with a lot of these games, it depends how much information they're holding on chain and how they're sort of dealing with on chain information. Obviously, this is dynamic, the damage. So I'm not sure if I wouldn't think they're not writing that to the chain, I wouldn't think, but I'm not quite sure what they're writing that to. Could just be a centralized database, in which case I don't know why the seeding things happen. I guess it's a bit more complicated than that. So with these on-chain games, they tend to be just more complicated in terms of how they can operate running on the infrastructure that's there. And if they're running on Ethereum mainnet, that's more complicated than if they're running on a layer 2 where they can just do things much more simply. Of course, the advantage of running on a mainnet is that everything is on the mainnet, and it's much more secure, although it's much more expensive to do. So we'll leave this one going. I'm not quite sure what this next seed is. I guess we'll find out. But hopefully next time I'll come back, you come back. My Slayer will have been will now have more damage, and I will have swapped him in. I will swap him in for the Archer. So I'll swap those two in to my team. So I'll get basically a 3 times increase on the damage I'm doing, at least for these 2 characters. And then the Archer will be useful to burn when I do my next upgrade, which I assume I will do at some point in the future. Other thing to point out here is guild stuff's interesting. So there will be a guild dungeons, other game stuff coming in here. I guess that's sort of the main reason I'm sort of playing. There's this thing here as well. This is Confetti Shop. So they've not done this very much. So you can see they did an NFT drop. So this was a while ago. So yeah, the sort of you can spend confetti to maybe get an NFT in this sort of raffle thing. So that'd be interesting. And that's what you have these blockchain games is it's not really about the game so much. It's more about the sort of the building the community around that, and guilds massive part of that clearly, and then potentially people using those assets in other games, or those assets being used in different ways. So that's what's interesting about these, particularly these on-chain games, which I think are just more sort of blockchain. Obviously a lot more blockchain heavy than things that are more centralized. So that's why I find this sort of stuff interesting. Anyway, thanks for watching. See you again soon.